Welcome to Smart Stewards Money Podcast, financial conversations for millennials and adults. On this podcast, we'll be sharing practical tips and insight on personal finance for both millennials and adults. We'll be bringing in experts and guests from various fields to share their knowledge and experiences on personal and business finance. Of course, we'll be addressing common misconceptions and answering your burning questions about money management. Our goal is to equip you with the knowledge and tools you need to make informed financial decisions about how to make, manage, multiply money, build wealth, and achieve your financial goals. My name is Sola Adesakin, and I'm going to be your host on this journey. You're in for an amazing time with us. So sit back today, grab a cup of coffee, and let's dive into the world of personal finance together. Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of the Smart Stewards Money Podcast. Today I am excited and delighted to be hosting my very dear friend, sales coach extraordinaire, Paul Fo. We call him the sales and marketing guru. My brother Paul, how you doing?
Hello, darling. I'm fine. Shala, I'm good.
Awesome. I'm glad to be hosting you on this particular episode, and I know we're going to have a very, very interesting time. Paul, today we want to talk about how to sell and market your passion. Let me remind you, Paul, the first time I met you, it was at a conference. I had gone to, talk about finance, and you came to talk about marketing and sales. By the time you finished your session, the whole hall was on fire. This is what you live, this is what you dream, this is what you do, you're a pro. Tell us, how do we start to sell and market our passion? Over to you, Paul.
Very good. It's a very good question. Thank you, Shola, for having me. The Smart Steward podcast and everybody who's listening. So at the end of the day, there is nobody that doesn't have something to give to the world, which is your passion. The utility of anything that you have is that it can help another person. Comedians help us. They make us laugh. They make us relax. Shola, you help us with your gift, your passion for money, to help us, manage our money and to help us multiply our money. But knowing your passion is one thing. Packaging the passion and selling it is another thing. Because for some people, they know it. They know what they are very, very good at. But they don't pay a lot of attention in distributing it, or, as it were, marketing it or giving it awareness. And that's because they fail to realize the utility of their passion. You must come to the point whereby you say to yourself that it is a matter of duty that a lot of people know that I can help them solve this problem. It's a matter of duty. It's a matter of duty. And people don't know that. People have never come to that place because they've not reframed what it is that they do. Let me explain what I mean by reframing.
Tell us.
So, how you hear a thing determines how you respond to that thing. So yesterday I was coming back from school with my children. So I told my three kids, I've got three children. I've got a 14-year-old, a 13-year-old, and a 10-year-old, all boys. So I said to them, if you walk into a conversation and you hear me talking to someone and I said to the person and I beat my wife, what will you think? So that means the guy beat his wife. I said, but if you don't hear the full conversation, unbeknown to you, they were talking about the fact that he beat his wife in a table tennis match.
I like that. I like it.
So I was just cracking them up. So they got the thing. So as a sales coach, how do I reframe it? I said to myself, if I don't educate people on how to sell, somebody's going to go hungry. And if somebody goes hungry, somebody's life will be unhappy. Because when people can sell, they can grow their businesses. When people can sell, they can support the people that they love. I mean, a family member needed 700,000 to do something in my family. I made it happen. But if I was not a good salesperson, it's not going to happen. Two of us.
Right.
Two of us, good. So I have come to that understanding. For example, Shola, you teach people how to manage and multiply their money. If you come to that place, that's like a Dharma moment. And look, if I don't make my voice known for people to know how to manage their money, families are going to suffer. Somebody is going to suffer. Some people, if they lose their job, they cannot survive for 2 weeks.
True.
They can't. So it's my duty to teach them that no matter how much you have, you can multiply it. I can show them the strategy. So that's the first thing. Come to that point whereby it is an assignment upon your life. Even if you're a masseuse, you teach people how to, you're good at massaging people, right? And you want to teach people about health. You must come to that point that if I don't teach people how to help them circulate the blood in their body, somebody, because if you don't do that consistently, you will not be healthy. If you're not healthy, you can't go to work. If you don't go to work, you can't feed your family. If you don't feed your family, your children. So, I mean, once you begin to reframe things like that, boom, it gives you a mission. It gives you an assignment. That's the first part. Having known that, you will ask, okay, how do I market this thing to people? Number one, you know that you are not called to everybody. You are not meant to sell. You are not meant to market this your solution or this your passion to everybody. Who needs this? Who am I called to? Now, when they say you define who you are called to, it doesn't mean that anybody outside your definition you cannot serve. For example, I have a real estate guy that I coach. He has done 50 billion naira in real estate sales. He told me, say, coach, my first sale in real estate was a woman that sells puff puff in a market. Wow. Yes, puff puff. But today I don't sell to those type of people. But does it mean that somebody that sells puff puff, I don't sell a house? I can sell. But it's good to define who you want to sell to. The reason is because if you say to yourself, for example, you want to buy a particular car, before long, you begin to see that car all over the place. So if you say to yourself that you want to serve this caliber of people, or you want to serve this geographical location of people, you will start seeing only the opportunity to serve them. I interviewed a lady in my podcast. Her name is Bridget. She's the first Nigerian to sell a house on Instagram. She sold the house for 1.5 billion naira in 48 hours. The name of her, yes, the name of her company, the name of her real estate company is called Lekki Aja Ikoyi. Look at the name. That is the segmentation. It's called Lekki Aja Ikoyi, period. She's not doing Ikorodu. She's not doing mainline. She's not doing Port Harcourt. She's not doing Abuja. She's not doing Maitama. She's not doing London. Lekki Aja Ikoyi. And she's a multi-millionaire in dollars and in naira. So it's about knowing that definition. 3, you must know.
Wait, Paul. I think at this point I need to interrupt. I need to interrupt you for just a sec. You know, I have patiently listened to you and I'm like, wait, we need to unpack and unbundle some of the things that you have said. They are so powerful that my mind is just everywhere. And I think I just want to do a recap before you go further. Now, the first thing that you said that really, really caught my attention is the fact that sale and marketing is a mission. Yes. So we all have a purpose in life. And if you are not fulfilling your purpose, you are denying some people, that grace, that excellence that you carry. And invariably, you're going to hinder them. So to say, like we say in church, you're going to hinder them from fulfilling destiny if you do not fulfill yours. And the reason I am saying this is because some people are naturally introverted. And they would say, I'm not a people person. I cannot market. I cannot sell. But going by what you said, now when you see marketing as something that is beyond you, when you see, fulfilling purpose as something that is beyond you or your temperament, then you will have to take it upon yourself to say, you know what, whatever it takes, I am going to fulfill this purpose. Many years ago, I thought I was very shy. I mean, these days when I tell people, when I was growing up, I was very shy, I was very introverted, they would say it was a lie. But to be honest, listening to things like this are some of the things that, sort of changed my life. So I thank you for that. I want everybody to go back home holding that particular point about marketing and sales seeing those two things as a mission. You need to hold it. Then you said something very, very, very important. I think, within the first three minutes of this conversation, you said you need to identify it, you need to package it, you need to distribute it. And then you started to talk about, you realizing that you're not sent to everybody, identify who you're sent to. I just wanted to recap before those things, because they've been doing bass in my head. I'm like, gosh, this is hitting it right on the head. Go ahead, my brother.
Thank you. So once you understand that, you have reframed it. And a lot of times, this thing of I'm shy, I cannot sell, sometimes it's a label that you have given to yourself. Because even Jesus said it. He said that what I whisper in your ear, stand on top of a roof and announce it.
Come on.
He said it. He was the one that made you. So this thing of, and guess what? A lot of things just labeled. Some of the best sales people in the world are very introverted. And when they ask you questions, before you know, you have already paid. People have a wrong definition of this thing called selling. They think that is verbose personality. No, some of those verbose are even terrible salespeople because they are poor listeners. I'll go into that later. All right. So you understand that, you've reframed it, that if I don't do this, something's going to go wrong in somebody's life. Now, it is a story I've told yourself. We all move by the story we tell ourselves. When you tell yourself that people need me, you don't want to make yourself important, and then you move ahead. Now, for you to sell your purpose successfully or market it successfully, you must understand that the first step is attention. Very important. Without attention, people will not show interest in buying. Shola, if you think about it, everything you have bought on this earth is because you heard about it or you saw it.
Right.
That, if you break it down to its nuts and bolts, the first step to buying anything is attention. There is an old saying that people only buy from people that they know, like, and trust. But if you look at those three things, the first thing is the knowing. If I don't know you, how can I show interest in what you're selling? There is no way. Ask any man who a woman has caught his attention. He saw her first before she got an attention. It is from the attention that conversations take place. I have a saying. I said conversations leads to conversions.
Right.
The more conversations you have, the higher the probability that you have more conversions. I have people that I always talk to and coach, and somebody sent me a testimonial this morning. Say, coach, I did what you said. I made 15 sales calls yesterday, and I closed 2. They've paid. Yes, one said I sold 2 properties yesterday because you told us to just go out and just talk to people. Because I know that the more conversions you have, so the more conversations you have, the higher your conversions will be.
Now, Paul, does attention have anything to do with visibility, making yourself visible?
A lot. You have to make yourself known. And this attention, you must be on the offensive of the attention. I'm sorry, I'm being spiritual here, but Jesus said, go ye into the world. It's offensive.
I like it.
The offensive strategy says, you go. Jesus didn't say they will come to you. This is the owner of the world. He's the heir of the world. He says, you go in. You go in. And why are you waiting for people to discover you? Even celebrities, for them to be discovered, they go to Big Brother. They go to British Got Talent. They go to Nigerian Voice. They want that attention. Because the good thing about attention, Shola, it's like a funnel. Look at this funnel, right? On the top of the funnel, there's a lot of attention on you if you put yourself out there. Now, as people begin to go down the funnel, the number of attention begins to reduce because a few people will now show interest. From attention is interest. It's interest. It's not everybody who sees smart money that calls you. It's not everybody who sees smart money that gives you a job to do. Some of them, they are not interested. Some of them will be interested, but you will disproportionately increase the odds that people will show interest if more people see you.
Right, leads. Talking about lead generation, right?
Yes. Look at this book, for example. Let me bring the book out. So I'm a bookworm, like serious ethical. I love to read a lot. This is James Clear's book, Atomic Habits. Shola, let me tell you something about this. It's very powerful. They've sold over 10 million copies of this book globally. 10 million. He's a very wealthy man today. Shola, when he wrote this book, right, he went to Apple Podcasts and Spotify Podcasts. He looked at the top 300 podcasts in the whole world. He got the email address of all the top 3 podcast owners in the whole world. He sent all of them an email telling them that Oga and Madam, my book, they come outside though, on Atomic Habits. I would like for you to interview me in your podcast. I will add value to your audience. I will help them have good habits. Of the 300, only 75 of them gave him audience. Is what, yeah. Are you seeing it? That is what started the momentum of this book that we're talking about today. He has made the man a very wealthy man.
So good. Was it popular as at then?
It wasn't popular. That was 1 year or 7 months before the book came out.
Right, got you.
That is the power of what I'm saying. You need to get the attention first. So he understood it. So I've given you guys the theoretical understanding of that, and I've given you guys the practical of understanding of that. So nobody can tell me that they didn't get this concept now. It is a funnel.
So you need to reach more people. The more you reach, the more you're likely to, get their interest.
That is it. That is it. And there are several ways to reach more people. I have six buckets. The first bucket is what you call sweat media. The sweat media way of reaching people is when you build your own followership by yourself with your own sweat. I have close to 50,000 followers on Instagram. I build that every single day. Sweat media, that gives you attention. I did a sales training for a company in Dubai. They paid me $4,000 for that training. If they had not seen my content online, there's no way they'll call me. I don't know if you heard what I'm saying. That is sweat.
I see you, bro, every day.
That is sweat. That is sweat. It's day and night. So the second way to get this attention is paid media, where you pay Instagram ads, you pay Facebook ads. But there's another dimension to the sweat. So to the paid. The B part of the paid is that you can come to an influencer like Shola and say to Shola, I see that you have XYZ number of followers on Instagram. You have a podcast, all right? So Shola, I have a product for women. I know you talk about women finance. Can you promote this product for me, or can you interview me in your Instagram live? I'll pay you XYZ. That is an exposure. I did it. I wanted to do one of my first. I've done 7 sales cohorts now, like 3 weeks sales classes, right? The starting of the sales cohort, I called the lady called Ninja Brown Chick, Nelly. I paid her money for her to interview me on her Instagram live.
Got you.
And as she interviewed me, my class was sold out. All I needed, she has about 200,000 followers. I didn't need all of them. I needed only like 50 or 80. Do you see the funny thing? Come
so
on, man. So when you understand, and some people they say they don't have exposure. They have never sent a DM to anybody that has over 10,000 engaged followers and saying, I want you to interview me. I have a product. I'll pay for the interview. Have you ever tried it? I'm talking to all of you, listen to me, all listeners that will listen to this podcast right now. That's one of the ways for you to get attention. So there's sweat, there is paid. Third one is the earned media. You earn the media. Own the media. You own the media. That means you have a newsletter. You have a newsletter. You built the newsletter. Now, I say, if you run a business, whether you sell water and you don't build an email list, you are leaving money on the table. You are leaving money on the table. A company paid me to advertise in my newsletter because I told them I have 11,000 plus subscribers to my newsletter. They said, show me a proof. They said, show us proof. I sent them a screenshot. They wired the money to my account immediately. Why? Because the person with the audience is the person with the money now. Hey, Jesus.
Right. The person with the audience is the
with
person
the audience is the person with the money.
So
yes.
good.
And it's the person with the power. Why are politicians afraid of 2 net nuts today? He has how many million followers? They respect him. They're all afraid of them. They know. I'm telling you. When you have audience, you are very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. And anybody can build it.
what's the fourth media?
So I've said there's sweat media, there's paid media, there's owned media,
Owned
there's
media.
then the other one is the manual media.
Right.
Manual media is that you are the one that is sending DM by yourself. You are picking up the phone, you are calling somebody. You are saying to people, come to my. That's how I got people to be interviewed in my podcast. I have a special DM I write. I just send it, boom. Some people don't say yes. If you say yes, no, that is sweat. I'm doing it. Sweat. I make between 10 to 12 sales calls every day. That's sweat media. A lot of people will tell you no. That's right. That's right, but you got to get attention that way.
Right.
Because you cannot wait for them to come to you, remember?
Yeah.
If they come to you, praise God. You got to go out there. All right? So the fifth media is affiliates. Sorry, fifth media is word of mouth. Then the last one is affiliate. Word of mouth is you did such a great job and people talked about you. I'm sure a lot of people have called you and say, oh, somebody told me about you. That's word of mouth.
All the time.
Someone told me about you. Well, so if you look at it, your current engagement or job is a down payment for your next job.
Say that again.
Your current job, your current engagement, your current anything that you do currently is a down payment for your next job.
So good.
It's a down payment for your next job, all right? So once you understand that, whether they pay you big money or low money, it doesn't matter. Kick ass doing it. Give it your all, because you never can tell in a world in a world that has the power of virality. Even something as private as a WhatsApp video can go viral and change your life. Once you understand that mentality, you be careful of how you position yourself. Then the last one is affiliate. Affiliate means that, you are paying somebody to give you access. I mean, I have a paid WhatsApp group. I paid somebody 75,000 recently because he brought some of his friends to my paid WhatsApp group. He made money because I paid him to get access. Good. So once you understand those 6 ways of getting attention, and you begin to walk all, and as you are doing these interviews, right, and you talk to people, you realize that there is no successful business or person that they are getting attention or getting clients. None of them will pass any of these 6. None. It will just be reinforcing itself. I mean, I interviewed a guy who has an energy company in Nigeria, massive renewable energy. He told me, he said, the first time I started my business, Paul, I was driving to Lagos from Akure every week, distributing flyers in Lekki Phase 1. I was distributing flyers by myself. Yes, every single week. The big boy today is sweat media. So once you get that, you got the attention.
Wow.
Get there. Yeah. So that's basically, I mean, if I stop this podcast here, that is a great one. Once you use the 6 ways, I just gave you a masterclass. If you use these 6 ones, audience members, you will realize that you need to start working each and every one. Like, for example, I'm doing a free webinar, for example, on how to sell. I'm doing a free webinar on these 6 things. Why am I doing the free webinar, Shola? I'm doing it to get an email. It's free, but I want all the emails. Yeah, if 500 people sign up, I've got 500 emails and that I can use later on.
Right. So good. Paul, this has been so good. I wish we could go on and on. I know that we could, continue this conversation for the next 5 hours.
Yeah.
But we need to give our audience the opportunity of even tapping more into your wealth of knowledge. So, Paul, if people would like to subscribe to any of your programs, your courses, your community, tell us, how can they reach you?
You should just go to my Instagram. I'm very active on Instagram. All the channel, but very, very active on Instagram. If you want to learn how to sell, not how to manage your money, but if you want to know the nitty-gritty of selling, right? The community is Sales Factory. It's 15,000 naira for 3 months, where I drop a nugget every single day, Monday to Friday, and I give assignment, and the results have been tremendous. This part of things I was telling, somebody said they sold a house, sold 2 plots, examined testimony to the 2 plots. Another guy sold 2 houses in 45 minutes or 30 minutes, spending on doing all night watching the videos over and over and over again. Yeah. So yeah, it's just selling. That's all. I'm obsessed with the subject.
Wow.
That's all.
Paul, thank you so much. You know what? You have results because I am also your student. And each time I talk with you, Paul, you blow my mind all the time. I go back to execute, I get results, and I'm like, God, this guy is on fire. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have listened to this video. I am sitting here on a good day. I would have been interrupting and, probing and asking more questions. But I think with these few things that Paul has said today, guys, your sales and marketing life cannot and must not remain the same. Now you need to listen.
Let me drop one tool for all of them. I mean, I give it to my elite client, but everybody go to apollo.io. In Apollo, Sola, you can use that. It's very powerful. You can get anybody's email in the world.
Wow.
Anybody's email in the world. There's a payment plan, but even for the free plan, you can get anybody's email in the world. I mean, if you send 100 emails or 50 emails, that's manual. Even for invite people to even come for your podcast. I know of a guy, Harry Stebbins, that's how he grew his podcast. Very successful 20-something-year-old guy now. One of the largest podcasters here in the UK called 2020 VC. He has a venture firm now because of getting into emails like this, right? He has a venture firm. He's part owner of Linktree that we all use.
Right, I use Linktree.
Oh yeah, yes, brilliant guy. So you go there, everybody goes to apollo.io. That's another way through which you can get emails and sell your product and service. Because if people don't know you about your business, it doesn't exist.
Right.
It doesn't.
Right. So you need to reach people, more people. You need to be known. You need to, attention is key, like you said. And then people must generate interest in what you do. Thank you so much, Paul. Guys, sign up for Paul's courses. Get into his community. You need to reach people. You need to demystify those thoughts and limiting beliefs in your mind about selling and marketing. You need to stop using your temperament as an excuse. And of course, you need to stop using money as an excuse. Some people say, I don't have money, that's why I'm not reaching people. No, use the sweat media, use the manual media, use all of those things until you're able to, reach the audience you want to reach and make the impact you want to make. Paul, this has been so insightful, and I am really, really, really grateful for your time, for the energy you bring to the room all of the time. Until we come your way again, guys, keep winning with your finances. And as for this episode, go out there, go ye into the world and preach the gospel of your talent. We love you and we're rooting for you at Smart Stewards. Keep winning. God bless.